A vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for Dick Cheney, the architect of everything that has gone wrong in the Middle East for the last few decades.
So you know how those lids on the Starbucks cups, they're white, right? And so if you wear lipstick, they get all over the lid. And so then I find myself in meetings if I'm the only woman, and that's kind of, and so I keep taking the lid off and having my cup out so that I don't have that big lipstick mark on the lid. So I said, can we do something about the color of the lid?
Yes, I know for sure this was 100% stage. There is nothing you can convince me. The next video you're about to see will show you exactly what I'm saying. Kamala, the past few weeks, we know what she has been doing. Trying to campaign. She came out of her bubble, with these stage videos. This lady she talked with is a Democrat and she's been fact checked on Twitter recently for pretending to be someone Kamala never met before. It is insane to do this. They are being caught.
Understand? I'm pretty sure you know.
Oh, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. We are all in this together.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna be fine.
we are.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Thank you so much.
Huh?
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Did you get some spices? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. We're standing strong, right? We love our country. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Who's this? This is a relative of yours or just a new friend?
Just a new friend.
Hi.
I'm a lawyer in Pittsburgh here, and I just admire
for
your work
you.
so much.
Good for you. What kind of law you practice?
Consumer protection.
Good for you.
I'm protecting consumers.
Good for you. You know, that's the work I did as AG.
Yes,
That's good
yes,
stuff.
yes. Can
That's
I
really
please
good.
go?
Of course, come on. Let's do it. Come on. Here.
Oh my God, I'm shaking. Someone take it. I did not get it. Can someone take it for me, please?
Who are the yellow jackets? Come here.
They're my school.
They're your school? What school is that?
Freeport.
Freeport? What's your name?
Charlotte.
Nice to meet you, Charlotte. I'm Kamala. Are you cooking also? What are you doing here? Or did you bring an adult with you? Or are you just hanging out?
How are you?
Can I have a hug?
Yes, come here. Of course. Oh.
These people are not authentic. I've seen this over and over with Kamala campaign. I believe this should be the very first time I've seen a campaign faking a lot of things. When you look at this restaurant, this is what they tweet out about Republicans. Therefore means they don't like any person that is linked to a Republican Party. Now they pretended like, oh, their restaurant is just that kind of neutral restaurant. There are people inside who love Kamala. That is the kind of impressions they want to give here. Every person in there, from the look of things, you can see this tweet. That should clearly tells you the nature.
Endorsement, and I think that what they both, as leaders who are well respected, are making an important statement that it's okay, and if not important, to put country above party. And I'm honored to have their support, and I think it's an important statement right now. A lot of what I think is happening, and I was just talking with some folks here in Pittsburgh about it, is that people are exhausted about the division and the attempts to kind of divide us as Americans. And them stepping up to make this public statement, I think, is courageous, but also for people like the folks I was just talking with, it really reinforces for them that we love our country and we have more in common than what separates us.
Yeah, it baffles me to see Kamala getting excited. We have seen in the past how Democrats call out Dick Cheney to be a warmonger. A lot of these things are on social media. Now, Kamala is extremely excited that, oh, these people are endorsing her. We saw what happened to Liz Cheney. Very unpopular. She was blown out by just a single endorsement from Trump. Dick Cheney was very unpopular VP. Now, Kamala, we all know, is even more worse than him. Coming out to endorse Kamala, I don't get the point. Like, We saw the video at the beginning. Tosi made it clear if you are voting for Kamala, you are voting for Dick Cheney. Yeah, we know what he stands for. It is something someone don't need to even argue with you. We know what he wants. If he's taking the decision to do this, then with that phrase, oh, Trump is a threat to democracy, it is totally insane. Take a look at what Tulsi Gabbard said on this video.
Simple message for my Democrat friends, my independent friends, those who may not be sure about who they're voting for in this election. Dick Cheney has just made the choice very clear. A vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for Dick Cheney, the architect of everything that has gone wrong in the Middle East for the last few decades. And so it's interesting because if you listen to the New York Times or some of the other mainstream media, they're saying, oh, don't expect much from Kamala Harris in the way of policies and details and plans, and we're not going to know much about what kind of president she's going to be because she doesn't have much time. They're conveniently ignoring the fact that she's been there working in the White House the last 3.5 years alongside Joe Biden. She's been the last one in the room, according to her, as these big decisions are being made. But we look at who she says, her response to the Dick Cheney announcement today was that she was honored.
Here's in part what he said, quote, in our nation's 248-year history, there's never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. What would you say to Vice President Cheney in response to that?
My first response is I really don't care what he thinks. Secondarily, if you look at the way Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have led the current administration, they suppressed the free speech of the American people. It was the Biden campaign that lied to the world during the last presidential election, using the intelligence agencies and 51 intelligence officers to lie about the laptop from hell. That's something the Biden campaign did. They lied about then you have this statement from Dick Cheney. I'm going to look at what's been happening with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the threat they are to democracy, not what Dick Cheney's saying.
Yes, I don't think this was a coincidence. If you see Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney endorsing Kamala, it is simply because they have something in common. Warmongering, right? That is just what I figure out. If they are really agreeing, there should be something to look into, not focusing on what Dick Cheney is saying, oh, Trump is a threat to democracy. Totally insane.
Was a Democratic nominee. And one could argue without that debate performance, we will be talking about the Biden-Harris campaign and not the Harris-Walz campaign. So given that, I think my experience with the vice president, I was a part of her debate prep team in 2020 when she did her, the vice presidential debate between she and then Vice President Mike Pence. My experience with the vice president is she is definitely someone who is, she preps like she would prep for a court case. She's a prosecutor. And so I think she has carried that process over that she established in the DA's office, then in the Attorney General's office, to when she was a United States Senator. She prepped.
It's something very concerning. Vivek sent out warning. If Trump debate Kamala during the debate, what we are going to see next might be something we have not seen in a decade. It is important. I show you that video. First, take a look at this before we go into the rock video.
One thing I want to caution against, Sean, is exactly what happened in June. What I expect is that Donald Trump will once again run circles around Kamala Harris, just as he did with Joe Biden in that last debate. The question is that going to be good for us in winning this election or not? Because last time around, it was the catalyst for something drastic happening afterwards, which is in that case swapping out Joe Biden as the nominee. And I think if Kamala Harris really does tank in this debate, and I think there's a decent chance that happens, I think there are strange things that could happen between now and November, because the Democrats, they have been playing this as, in some ways, one step ahead.
You're suggesting that we may live through another change in candidates if she didn't have a good debate?
No, I don't think it's going to be a change in the candidates. The ballots have already been printed. But I do think that we have a machine that we're up against that has demonstrated that it is going to go to great measures to defeat Donald Trump. You trace this back over the last year and a half. You've got prosecutions. You've got civil cases. You've got extrajudicial attempts to remove him from the ballot. They told us Joe Biden was definitively going to be the nominee, then negotiated for the earliest ever presidential debate in U.S. history because they knew there was a good chance Biden would underperform. Once he did, they swapped him out. I think we've got to learn from those lessons, Sean, to say that they're still going to have many more tricks up their sleeve. So the two scenarios are either Kamala Harris overperforms. I don't expect that to happen. Or what I do expect to happen is Donald Trump to seriously defeat her in this debate as he did last time around. But don't expect that to be the end of this election. I think there's going to be more tricks left up their sleeve.
You see it through.
That I have to say is one of the best
gun-toting.
Damn, Kamala.
Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips.
For some people, it's already started.
But when you disrespect Kamala Harris,
they say and they disappear.
The money in politics is so extraordinary, which is something that should have never been allowed to happen.
Much more happens at the DNC.
You really want Trump to lose this election, right? No, you don't? Really?